All right, welcome to episode 3 of Shed Life. Just talking about how the Kiwis are living their best lives today. We've got Bernard Powell. Bernard, thank you for coming in, bro.
Thanks for having us here, man.
I was inspired. I first heard Bernard at the first ever LinkedIn local in Hamilton. It must have been 7 years ago, and you told a pretty epic story of how. Yeah, well,
that's a few years ago.
A bricklayer starting in the Premier Bricks and the Premier Brick Group, and just how important mindset was for you and faith and just how living your life. And I was then actually reached out to you. I was working at a different firm and caught up, and it was great seeing the culture inside of the thing. And I was amazed that you were so generous with your time then, and it stuck upon me. I put it out on LinkedIn that we were starting the podcast. You reached out. I was super keen. And so we've made this happen. You've come in. We're on a bit of a time limit today, so we're going to go through it. And you're now running the Premier Business Academy. But just give us a rundown. How did you go from bricklayer to Premier Group to Premier Business Academy?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So not bricklaying, but I have done a bit of that. Yeah. But it was landscaping. That's where we started. But 7 years, I forgive you. You make me feel old, man. So landscaping. So I left school a little bit early. I was a bit, I battled a little bit in the last year maybe, and went into two brothers actually gave me a job at a plant nursery.
Yeah,
which was fantastic, and I learned a lot of stuff there about showing up on time, getting the job done, working hard. They taught me a lot of lessons there. A lot of helps you build resilience. It was hard work. It was hot. In some of the tunnel houses you get well over 40 degrees. In there, really hot, sweaty work. So that taught me some great values. They were great. They gave me an opportunity. Really appreciate them to this day, and then I got a shot at sort of kind of running the operation a little bit. So, but I learned a lot of repetitive work as well, like potting and cutting and doing propagating and all this stuff. Anyway, so then another awesome part of that journey was actually learning how to sell, because there was a season where, I think it was the first season I was there, all these azaleas were coming into flower, and I sort of said, hey, what can I do to help move these out the door a bit faster? And basically I got, one of the brothers said, hey, well, here's the telephone, here's our customers. We sell to like supermarkets all over the country, and basically pick up the phone and have a go. And we had a fax machine, right? So nice. We're talking a few years ago, right? No, I'm not going to let anyone guess my age, but yeah, late 20s, let's just say that, very late. Okay, so I used to be able to get away with that. Can you get away with that? What about you guys? Anyway, so I picked up the phone and I got a sale on my first phone call. It was phenomenal. It was like, I couldn't believe it because I had never sold anything before, So I jumped on the phone, said, hey, it's Bernard here from blah, blah, blah. We're selling these azaleas. And the guy said, like, how many in a box? I was talking to the owner of a New World store. They were smaller stores back then. I said, there's 20 in a box or 18 in a box. Can't remember what it was. And how many would you like? And he said, I'll have 2 boxes. Boom. And it was like, wow. And so from that day on, and a lot of my coaching and training now is teaching people how to use the phone, because I think you're good at it, right? You're a phone guy. But so many people nowadays are terrified. They're keyboard warriors and they spend all blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so he did that. That was a great lesson. Could talk for hours on that, but we won't. And then got into landscaping. So soft landscaping, design, and then we got into construction as well. Then we built that business really quickly. This is the early 2000s, 2002, I think we started that, to 4 teams of in-store teams, plus a couple of designers. And
Hamilton?
In Hamilton. Yep. Yeah, and we did it all around the Waikato. Did a few jobs out of town. That taught me a lot of lessons, real expensive lessons. They say, experience is an expensive teacher. Yeah. I didn't understand the value of having a coach back then. So what I tell everyone now, I say, listen, everything that we do and teach and train now, and this is why I do what I do, is because it's everything I wish I had 23 years ago. Our business gym platform has, anything for entrepreneurs just starting out right through to businesses that are doing 100 million or more. So we got clients right through that bracket, and we got clients in the USA, Canada, Australia, Slovenia, Germany. It's crazy. UK, did I say that? Everywhere. It's amazing. And this is so we've been coaching and training for, I guess, 7 years. But the last 6 months, I decided to leave Premier Group, stepped down from my role there, got a really good senior leadership team who've stepped up and doing an amazing job there. I'm still a shareholder there, but now I'm just full-time in the high performance coaching. And then we have we have also the Growth Hub platform, growthhub.net.nz, where it's all in one CRM website, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm seeing every day is, every time we fix a problem for a client, there's a new problem pops up. So we create a new program or a new platform. Anyway, so then we got into manufacturing paving. Is this too much detail, Jason?
If we wind it back down, though, like
I'm going down a rabbit hole.
It's good. You probably sit out the next hour or at least that we're going to be talking. But what was it like when you left school?
Yeah.
Well, you left school. I'm going to take a wild guess.
Okay.
Because school got a bit boring for you. You had too much energy for you.
Yeah, maybe.
What was it like, though? Because I've seen a lot of the kids is they think that all their problems will be solved by leaving school and getting a job.
Yeah.
Like what sort of disciplines or what was the change,
Yeah.
to suddenly go into...
I'm going to be controversial here straight off the bat. You knew I was going to be, Jason.
Yeah, break it on.
University's got its place. A lot of kids going to university, right? And we used to hire a lot of people not hire them, but they'd come for an interview.
Yeah.
And the stuff they had on there, that spent 3-4 years getting into terrible student debt. So I'm going to just go straight off the bat and say, hey, personally, I think it's a massive waste of money, unless you're doing something that's, a doctor or a lawyer or something that really, really needs it. But so many students would come to me, they'd done psychology or done something. I'm like, And even this girl came to us once. We actually ended up hiring her because she had a great attitude. But she'd done 5 years in these different marketing courses, and nothing of what she had learned actually applied in the real world. It was tragic. I said, wow, this is terrible. She's student debt and all the stuff. What do you call it? Student debt? Loan?
Yeah,
student
student loan.
Anyway, so I'm going to say that, it's if you want to get ahead in life, get a good coach from early days or get a good mentor, you can compress time, right? Others who have done 10, 20, 30 years on the journey, learn from their mistakes. I'll tell you one of my favorite sayings is that smart people learn from everyone and everything. Mm-hmm. Average people learn from their experiences. And stupid people already have all the answers. Now it's quite confronting, right? And I say this with you. I say this like I've been in this category so much myself, so I can say this, And also I'm not being rude to anyone, but this is the facts. You look around your social circle, and the people that have all the answers are mostly the most unsuccessful. Anyway, so I'm still not answering your question.
So we're going to bring it back round then, and so. What was it, though, is you got into it.
Yeah.
You got into working with these guys. And obviously it is, how did you have the discipline, or did you have to form the discipline to be able to just do the potting, just do the job that needed to be done? Because I think I've seen that a lot. Is people don't understand how much discipline it takes to just do your job, whether it's from the top to what would be considered the bottom. Is a lot of the time to do life is a grind.
You
can enjoy the grind, but it is a grind.
But it's all in here, right? It's all in the mindset. And don't groan if you've heard this 1,000 times, but this is so important when I'm coaching. So I'm going to answer your question several ways, but when I'm coaching, the framework I go through is number one, mindset. If we can't bend someone's mind or rip off the limiting beliefs, we can't do anything. So I say, if you can't follow this and you don't accept that you don't know what you don't know, and that little model I gave you before, smart people, average people, stupid people, if you don't accept that, I can't help you. So see you later. So we part ways. Most people, thankfully, still want to jump in the program and have a go. Then we can change your habits. And we are a result of what we do daily. Now, that's shocking for a lot of people. It's confronting, People that are super unhealthy or super this or super that, they're like, they don't want to hear that.
No.
Our daily habits define us. We are what we do daily, and you can't escape it. Your garden is a result of your daily habits, your house, your bathroom, your business, your health, your marriage, your everything, right? So if you can't accept that, then again, we can't go further. So if we can go habits, mindset, then we can change your habits, then we can get transformation. So to answer your question, sorry for going the long way, but this is really important for everyone that's watching, is that if you don't really get this concept, you'll never lead a great life. Because if you can't show up and put in the reps every day, and that's why we created the business gym platform. Look it up, by the way, if you want to check it out. It's amazing. But it's because the analogy is so powerful, is if you show up in the gym and do the reps daily, you build muscle, right? If you show up in the business gym and do your business training, you'll build business muscle. And that's what we're trying to help business owners do. Mindset, habits, then transformation. And we're seeing exceptional results. We've had one client recently, massive, big company, 35 million revenue, go from selling 2 of their big units a week, like massive, they sell a massive product, a big capital expense item, to 50 units in 6 weeks. Record 6 weeks, like unbelievable. We've been working with them for 12 weeks only, and this is the type of stuff we're getting. But that's because they work through this process, and we work them through the training, and they do the thing. So nothing, so many people in this life talk about going to the gym, or plan on going to the gym, or plan on doing this, or plan on, having a better relationship, but they never do the thing, or they don't do the thing enough. Yeah?
So if I could pick that out, then I'll pick it. What habits would you have changed in the last 20 years? What habits would you be doing?
So much.
Talk us from waking up, or, what would you do differently in the morning now to what you were doing 20 years ago that that anybody could pick up potentially?
Again, I wish I knew this stuff 20 years ago. My life would be so different, as everyone would probably say that. If you could live your life again, you'd have all this extra knowledge, right? But, experience is an expensive teacher. To answer that question, I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah.
Is life hard?
Life's what you make of it,
Yeah,
really.
it is, but it's hard, right? It's not a trick question. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Everyone says, yes, life is hard. So I say, well, everything in life is hard. Like, is it hard to be healthy?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
But it's harder to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right? So, but people choose the little easy way. So if you choose the easy way now, life gets harder, which
Absolutely.
is those bad habits. If you choose the hard way now, the good habits, life gets easier and better.
Yeah.
You can get 1% better every day. I know that. Mm-hmm. And my clients know that. They prove it. We've got this PBA WhatsApp community. It's phenomenal. It's got hundreds of people on there, all these group chats. One of them's a health and fitness chat. And people are changing their lives. Like every day I'm seeing people coming through with their health videos. And they're like, this accountability is changing my life. One guy from America, he's a Mexican guy. He's got a big business in America. He's just got on the health journey. Now he's 11 days in a row. He said he's never, ever done 11 days in a row in his life of walking and press-ups. And, so to answer your question, your habits have to change. Now, something that changed my life back in 2017, I think it was 2017, was one of my brothers-in-law said, have you checked out this app called Habit Share? And I said, no, I don't know about it. And I thought I was pretty disciplined and I had some good habits. And I got on there, put my habits on there, and I realized I was only getting like 30, 40, 50% attainment. I was kidding myself.
What habits did you put on?
Oh, like some fitness habits, some waking up in the morning, all the good habits, like habits I wanted to build, right? Habits I struggle with. And now I run my whole life on that app, and I have done for 8, 9 years now. But it's that was an absolute game changer because it told me the facts. And most people are kidding themselves.
Yeah.
They think they've got good habits and they don't. Or they think their habit, I do that every day. No, you don't. Show me your results on Habit Share. Show me the facts. It's like what we teach in business, in production. And one thing we learned in production, again through bitter experience, that when there's a problem in production, go to the factory floor, go to where the work's being done. The Japanese call it go to the gemba, where the work is being done. That's where you learn everything. Get the facts. Don't sit in a boardroom and waffle about the problem in the factory. Get in the factory, find the facts, know? And this is what apps like Habit Share do. They change your life.
Well, give me a story. When did that happen when you were in the factory creating bricks?
Give us an example. Lots of examples. I can give you painful examples, like the times
Give us a painful one.
Pain.
We love pain.
Time when you drift away from those good habits, e.g. spending time on the factory floor with the people and talking to them and watching the process and looking out for waste and problems, and then just getting too tied up in the marketing sales side of the business, and then big problems starting to occur, quality problems. Yeah. One issue was, this is 2016, 2017, we had this huge amount of success in our culture, workplace culture, and that's what put us on the map for culture. Is we went from 2015 having a very toxic workplace culture. My fault. It's always a leadership problem. Yeah. And I thought I was doing the right thing, but I didn't, because you don't know what you don't know. I came across a new way of running a business, which is putting culture first, putting people first. We gave it a bash. We went all in on it, and we entered this competition called IBM Connexa, which was a worldwide, still is a worldwide competition, I believe, and had been running for 17 years in New Zealand, and we won the whole thing. Yeah, nice. And the judges said we had the highest engagement score, which was 97 or 98% they've ever seen in the history of the competition. So when we go all in, we go all in. We nailed it, and that's an anonymous survey, so it was freaky. So what happened there? Why I'm telling you this is because we got probably complacent, or I got complacent, and we started. We were making good money, and then we had this massive win. Pride cometh before a fall, right? Yeah. And I took my eye off the ball on production. We put in this new machine, which we didn't scope it properly. It cost us well over $1 million. at the top, which was a lot of money at the time. And then we went trying to commission this thing. It went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. Nearly sunk us. It was terrible. We threw millions of dollars at this problem.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite sayings now, which I learned afterwards, is use your head, not your wallet. You throw money at a problem, it gets worse. Look at governments all around the world. The more money they throw at a problem, the worse that problem gets, right? Whereas if you use your head and get creative, strip out the waste, unbelievable. If you look at an entrepreneur starting a business on a shoestring budget, they can wing it, and they can get through on the smell of an oily rag, And so this is what we teach people now. Use your head, not your wallet. Be creative. Have I answered your question? Not really.
So
I'm not very good at answering questions.
Yeah, that's it. I'll bring it back round. So what happened with the machine though? So it's producing bricks.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah, this was a paving machine actually in our Hamilton
paving,
factory.
yeah.
Because we were supplying still our Mitre 10, Bunnings, PlaceMakers, all the big train stores. That's another story in itself. How we got them on board, and that was amazing. But again, lots of hard work, lots of repetition, lots of follow up. But
the paving machine.
This machine, yeah. Sorry, Jason. This is why we need a script, guys, or a checklist. A checklist. I'm a process guy. I always have a checklist. I should have kept that bit of paper. So it nearly sunk us. We nearly lost these big customers. Multi-million-dollar customers.
So the quality wasn't coming.
It was terrible, and so I got back in the factory and wore the hat of operations manager again. And spent weeks. 6 days, 7 days a week, and we rescued it, thankfully, together as a team. I'm not saying it was me, but I'd say I had to get back in there. I took my eye off the ball. Massive lesson for any business owner.
And so was that the compounds going into the pavers, or was it like the time sitting into it?
Anyone who's making concrete will know what I'm talking about, is that you have to have rocks in your head to get into concrete manufacturing. So, excuse me to anyone who's making concrete products, but it's challenging. We've got 2 factories in Tauranga and 1 in Hamilton, and we've done other manufacturing overseas and blah, blah, blah. But so it's, and there's so many variables, moisture, temperature, additives, vibration, all the things. And we just could not get this thing to go. It was just impossible. So we literally actually end up rebuilding 2 manual lines or semi-manual lines, and in this short period of time, and we clawed our way out of it. We had like hundreds of tons of seconds sitting on the yard. It was unbelievable. It was honestly, it was tears and
so
sweat.
Then what would you have done then, and we'll try and hold to it, is what would you have done first that would have led to not being in that place? Like, how would you have scoped the machine better? Would you have commissioned the machine
reflection.
Better? Yeah, reflect on that.
We wouldn't have thrown money at the problem. We didn't need a new machine. What we could have done, we had a beautiful semi-automated line producing beautiful product. We were improving that. We could have just invested a little bit of money or more time, both, improving that machine, potentially even copying that machine and building a second one.
Yes.
Instead, we tried to go for full automation. Now, one of my favorite sayings is you have to earn the right to automate. Yes. A lot of businesses don't get that. They jump in business, they get some capital, or they get someone funding them, buy the flash machine, automate, and it's a disaster. This happens a lot.
Are you seeing the same thing? Because I'm picking this up with AI.
Yeah.
As they just believe that
AI
it will solve all of the issues. And
I tell you what, it won't save your business.
No.
If you're in a drowning ship right now, the best thing you can do is pick this thing up, get to the factory floor, get the basics right.
Get the leadership, get the mindset right.
Totally.
And then what did you do with those? Based on what you said earlier, if the first thing you did when you were selling the azaleas was getting on the phone, what did you do with hundreds of tons of pavers?
Sold them.
Yeah.
So trade me, demo yards, just everywhere. And we sold through them. That's the beauty about the seconds in paving. You can sell it. Everyone wants it. It's still got a use, right? So we probably recovered a bit of cash there and maybe covered some costs, but we lost a lot of money through that period. We had the bank on our back, and it was scary. The lessons are really resilience. Here's one of my favorite quotes. Hopefully you guys like this. It's, if you don't quit, you can't lose.
Yeah,
you won't lose, or you can't lose. So I just didn't quit. We didn't quit. I rallied the team and said, we can either lie down and die because we're, effectively we could have been gone or broken, but we just got up and fought.
What I take though sometimes with that quote, because I've heard it differently, and talk to me with this, is winners never quit and quitters never win. But then I've known guys that won't quit on something that's not working.
And so you've got to take everything in context, right?
So you've got to take everything in context.
Absolutely. So some people, will chase something that's not working. What I say to those people is get back to basics.
Yeah.
For example, someone will say, I've been doing this email marketing, or been doing this, I don't know, ClickFunnels or something, and I've been spending all this time and money. I'm like, bro,
Have you done
seriously?
that? Yeah.
How many dials are you making a day? Now, I'm going to tell you something shocking. I have clients building businesses making 100 dials a day.
Yeah.
One person.
Yep.
Okay? You probably know this stuff. A lot of people don't. They come to me and say, and on our first strategy session, I say, okay, how many dials are you doing? Oh, maybe 3 or 4 a day. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You know,
is that the truth?
You know, are you serious? Do the dials, you'll
Yeah.
make money. You know, like it's a process. Okay, and then so people say after a week, this is where you're saying, this is where I'm saying you can't lose if you don't quit.
Yeah.
They'll come back to me after a week and say, oh, I've been doing my gold calling for a week. And I'll say, give me the numbers. And it's not working. Give me the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, we've done 10 a day, 50 dials. Come back to me when you're doing 100 a day.
Yeah.
And come back to me in 100 days.
Yeah.
You know, seriously. Just 10x it, 100x it. And then they get results. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I would
And
say,
I get to watch this every day. It's so cool.
I would just take that and be like, the key with any of that is just to figure out what your law of average is.
Yeah.
Is everybody's is slightly different.
Yeah.
You can affect it slightly with personality or product, but you might be 1 in 5, 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 100.
Yeah.
And then have the discipline to do it.
It's a numbers game.
It is just a numbers game.
yeah.
And once you know it, we know our numbers here in the business.
Yeah.
You know, we know how many inquiries we've got to generate to be able to how many estimates, to how many quotes, to how many sales. And it just doesn't work. Because I know if we get the raw numbers, you will get it out in the end.
It's just maths. It's so simple. But people give up too soon on the right things.
Yes.
You're saying people don't give up on the wrong things.
Yes.
And that's true.
Yeah.
They flog a dead horse. It's like, guy, the horse has been dead, and it's pretty much like it's
that's it.
It's not moving, guys. It's stop it. Just quit it and get on with this.
So I think that is also it. It's like be aware of not throwing good money after bad, good effort after bad effort. Is
100%.
Never quit on the discipline, never quit on the effort. But be careful of what you're contributing that time and effort into.
Absolutely.
I think it is.
Absolutely. People spend or waste so much time on the wrong levers.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. So one of my first things, here's the curse of the entrepreneur that I see every day is too many good things.
Yes.
They're chasing too many rabbits and they all get away.
Yeah.
So one of the first things we do this unlock and unleash strategy sessions, $2,500. It's online. There's some pre-work you do, blah, blah. It's 45 minutes and we unlock crazy value. But one of those things is we just get laser focus on what that company needs to be doing. Just one thing.
Yeah.
Because if you chase everything, it all gets away.
And is that what brought you into still a shareholder, but focusing on the one thing is saying, hey, I can't run Premier Group and run Premier Academy.
Yeah.
And so,
plus I've always been like for 7 years, I've done it as a part-time gig just because I really enjoyed doing it. We've helped our landscapers, architects, all of our database, a massive database at Premier Group. And they loved, our Motivational Monday emails, our Business Success Thursday. We did lots of webinars. It was just like a big value add, just like you guys are doing now with the podcast, right? For your audience, you're just adding value with no expectation of return. You're giving unexpected value. It's brilliant. So you're at the top of the customer pyramid, by the way, Jason. Well done. Deliver unexpected value. And so what was your question?
Focusing on one thing.
One thing.
When did you turn the mirror back onto yourself to say, hey, if I'm gonna, I can either do one. I can't do both really well.
Nah. So the decision was fairly easy in the end because I've figured that I don't want to look back in 10 years and have regrets that I didn't do this thing.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I really love this, and I think I can make impact a huge amount of lives, but also and make lots of money and improve my circumstances. So. And it's working. Like this business is just blowing up. It's phenomenal. So I'm very blessed.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And do you think that's, I think there's always been this people's desire for coaching, people's desire for leadership or mentorship, and it certainly hasn't gone away.
No.
I sort of wondered because I did a lot of self-improvement, and you're talking in late 90s, early 2000s, and you'd have to purchase the book, take the CDs. Is there so much still available? Online now, but people
more than ever there's free stuff, right? And I totally agree that there's so much free stuff. It's actually almost made it worse because there's too much available and people just jump from thing to thing or program to program, free stuff to free stuff. But as soon as but this is the thing, and I've watched this happen in my business. It's just incredible. As soon as someone pays something, they do it. So until I can, and this is half my challenge every day is get that person to join the business gym or join our VIP program or one of those programs. As soon as they join, then we can make massive progress.
Yeah.
They invest and then they care.
Yeah, interesting.
Where you can listen to a million free audiobooks. Some people have got the discipline to implement, great,
Yeah.
but that's 1%.
Yeah.
99% haven't got that discipline. They just haven't got it.
Yeah.
And so they need someone like me or one of our programs to hold their hand and guide them through step by step by step by step. It's powerful.
So in a sense, from a business point of view, you're paying for the discipline. You're actually paying...
Paying for accountability.
Yeah, paying for accountability. You're paying for it to be able to learn and then get that discipline built into it. Yeah.
And you're paying to compress time.
Yes.
Like a great coach will help you compress time. Just that's it.
Yeah.
Like, period. You look at all the greatest sports teams, the greatest athletes, they have great coaches. I mean, why do they win?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a huge part.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't do it without a coach.
No, not at all. And sometimes if you follow a lot of sports, there's nothing's worse than when the star player or they say, hey, why don't you actually also be the coach? Or they elevated above the coach. And I've seen that. And that's often leads to the
disaster.
fall. Yeah.
Even lately, you look at the All Blacks, like, you know, I don't know what their streak is right now, their winning streak, but they've done all right in the last couple of games. But you imagine that group of guys without a coach. I mean, it'll be they would be at the bottom of the ladder within a game.
Yeah, within a couple of games. Yeah, you would quickly crash and burn it. You need somebody. Yeah. You need an outside influence.
Here's the stupid thing. Now I preach this to everyone, but I didn't get that until a long way into my journey. And as soon as I got a coach, I was, and then after that I started investing a lot in coaching and training and learning, and I have done for years now.
Yeah.
Wish I'd done it 23 years ago. Would have been massive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. People happily pay the accountant and the lawyer, but they're not necessarily.
Correct. That's crazy.
Going to pay into the coaching side of it.
The ROI is it's outrageous. So it's just do it. If it's not me or if it's not our business, find someone good.
I'm going to circle it back. We're talking about the benefits of university or not university, and I could swing it both ways. I often think that one of the benefits of the university is, if you can afford it, is it's a chance to continue finding out what you want to do. Build a network.
True. I'm not rubbishing it totally, but
I get it because I'm being on both. I dropped out of uni. So I've seen it from both sides.
Yeah.
And then I've also seen, and I want to speak to this, is a lot of people have heard that one, you don't need to go to uni or don't do that. But then they don't necessarily know what they're going to do.
So and that might help them. Yeah.
It's maybe it's the university was going to help, because it's also who do you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And so if the choice is potentially a university, is it tech? Yeah. Is it being able to go out into the workforce? But it's also, even if you're just working and you're thinking, I'm going to start a side hustle, I'm going to do this, is how do I get that coaching around it?
Yeah.
And so what sort of, when you would have been, obviously no one just comes into this world fully formed, what were the first and earliest sort of influences in terms of the mindset and the coaching like?
The ambition and the...
Yeah, but what did you, like the first sort of book that you might have read, or the first sort of motivational CD? Or
that's a great question. It wasn't actually till... I used to read a lot of just I was a bit of a bookworm when I was a kid, I can remember that, but it was never business books or self-improvement.
What type of books are they?
Like Biggles and... Jennings and like old school British, like UK boy, like college, fun, old classics,
But do you find that there's a certain theme that persists through those books? Like what?
Yeah, they're always go-getters, like
they're always
or some of them were always in trouble.
Is that the trouble? That sort of troublemaking, going to be hero?
I mean, you learn
work ethics, support the team.
Yeah, maybe. But then and then it was 2015. It took me a long time. I think it was 2015 before I actually started reading business books. Mm-hmm. Crazy. And then
so what was the book then?
Things like classics like Jim Collins' Good to Great and Built to Last and
But what was the one that changed it? Because you said that you had a toxic workplace culture, and so was that you were just
probably I came across the book. I don't know who recommended it to me. I think it was Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh, the guy that started Zappos, the shoe store, online shoe store. Okay. And that was all about culture, putting culture first. So I think that was one of the first ones. That was really a real eye-opener. Mm-hmm. And then after that, then I was like, I started reading, and I still do, almost a book a week.
And was that one of the first ones of an actual business style book that you'd read?
And then there was like another one called Maverick, which was really helpful. That was kind of, again, culture first. Yeah. That was a great book about a real, the beauty about books is you get someone's life compacted in a few hours. It's phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And you can buy it for $10, $20. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these days, even if you don't, and this would be speaking to, maybe you're young, maybe you're struggling, but you can go to any op shop in any street in any town, and I can guarantee you there will be a section of awesome autobiographies, biographies, and these books just sitting there waiting for someone to pick it up and read.
I'm a listener now, so I do it all on Audible or platforms like that, but because you can get through so much, Yeah. But going back to your uni thing, I think it's really important, or my opinion, for what it's worth, is that what I've watched, people that come out of school and then they try different jobs and then they read books and they do courses, those are the people that really get ahead. That compresses that time down, and they don't get into debt. They're working, learning. That's my recommendation. If you look at a lot of the most successful people and ask them about their journey, that's their journey.
Yeah. I would then say, and then how would you speak to this one, is it's the vision for what you want. If you can be, whether you're 14, 18, 22, if you go, what do I want my life to be like in 5 years, 10 years, then you can start working backwards from it.
You can, And I'm going to share some questions with you. You'll love this. This is our ultimate life planner. I'm going to put a post into everyone needs one of these. But it's got some power questions in here. This will blow your mind. These are so good. But I get people to look at this, everyone whoever joins our program, I say, you've got to grab the life planner. But it's got these big ideas like 9 principles on how to live your life, e.g. don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. For things to change, you have to change. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around.
Just spend the time on a little bit of, I like that first one.
It's phenomenal.
I think Bruce Lee says it is, don't wish for an easy life, wish for the strength to endure a hard one.
That's good. Life's hard. Going back to that, let's go back to that. Choose your heart.
Yes.
You've probably heard that before, but again, people don't realise, we talked about, a great life versus a crappy life. Both are hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
But you got to make a choice. Get up in the morning and go, today's going to be a great day. I'm going to do the hard thing. Life's going to get better. Or I'm going to just take...
Yeah, I'm just going to take what's given.
Yeah. So, but you got to be deliberate. You got to plan. There's lots of little tips I could get. In my opinion, humble opinion, things that will really change your life. Like discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's another simple one. But I love this one. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and your income is probably that average of that too.
Yeah.
So get around good people. People just hang around with dopes. I'm like, you're hanging around with dopes. Just cut them out.
What about if you were going to turn that around as well? I was thinking who do I hang out on average? And then you got to be careful, because then you go, well, currently it would be my wife and my daughter. My son's
which is great.
No, but that's it. But also sometimes, and I put this on, guys and other people, is like, well, how are you influencing? What if you are the major influencer? Because sometimes it's easy and you think, how do I either, do better? A lot of the time, people have to look in the mirror and give themselves a slap, and say, hey, this is...
Totally. Leadership is that, isn't it? Take extreme ownership.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror and have brutal courage. It's a great leadership tip of that we share all the time, is the window in the mirror. When things are going great in your business, look out the window, praise your staff.
Yeah.
When things are going to custard, look in the mirror. Instead of blaming your staff, look in the mirror and blame yourself. I didn't used to understand that. And so I was always looking for someone to blame.
Yes.
Stupid mentality.
Yeah.
The victim mentality, the blame mentality. You will get, it might feel good in the moment, or it might give you some relief, but it's not going to fix your problems.
Oh, no. They're the best parties.
It's going to make them worse. Way
worse.
Pity
party's the best party, but the hangover's pretty terrible.
That's terrible. But going back to your question, how do you decide when you're young, growing up, what you want? Well, I can't say I've had a clear pathway at all. I think everyone,
what was the vision? What did Bernard, for leaving school, give us a 16, 17?
Yeah, 16, yeah.
Bernard, 16, leaving school. What did Bernard think that he was going to be doing at 40?
No clarity.
No clarity?
No, I just knew I wanted to make lots of money. I wanted to be able to improve people's lives. I wanted, very simple, simplistic goals.
But those are already, there's a level of clarity to that.
Definitely ambition. Yeah.
Ambition there. Yeah. And so money is one thing, which I think is important. People can speak to it like it's not, but...
Yeah. No, it's important.
It's important. It's a driving thing.
It's so important.
You can so positively impact other people's lives with it.
Yeah.
And this is the big thing that I think, and we will not go get political, but this world, the pie, but the pie is huge,
It's huge.
and you can make
money's unlimited.
Money's unlimited. Resources by and large is unlimited. Is if you're adding and
it's your attitude.
It is. It's like this is an ever expanding universe.
Yeah, totally. Success is your duty. This will again. This might bend some people's minds. Like, being unsuccessful or not wanting success is selfish. I'm going to say that. Because the more success you have, the more of your time, your money, your advice you can give to others. You can pay it forward.
Yeah.
When you're poor, you can't help others. It's really difficult. Really difficult.
I would put that
really difficult.
And you'd have to have the mindset to believe that. But if you're not going to do that, and if you're a leader of a family or you're in a situation, what if those 5 people are around you and they can't leave, and you're choosing not to work hard, and you're not choosing to be the best every day?
Yeah.
Are you really done it? You know, like, are you?
No, you're a failure.
Yeah, and you can also be dramatically affecting for the negative people's lives
the
around
next generation. That influence is terrible. And I'm going to say to you, like, if you're in that situation right now, if you're watching this and you're going, whatever, whatever you might be saying to us now,
easy for you to say.
Easy for you to say, is just you can change your mindset like that, and you can start living a better life from now, But it's in here first, and then action.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap, implementation is everything. The other thing I was going to say to you about success is your duty. What was that thing you brought up before? It was really interesting about money. I have this quote: "He who says money can't buy happiness hasn't given enough away."
Yeah, absolutely.
You can really be a generous person. So anyway, the power questions to get, like, these are some cool questions I get people to answer. Is, what do I want my ideal life to look like? Write that down, and there's magic and pen and paper. That's why
let's just
get off your screen and write it down.
You could be driving, you could be watching right now, hopefully. What do you want your life to be? And I did a lot.
Write it down.
And even if you don't write it down, because you might think, I can't write it down. Pause for a moment and just think, what do I want my life to be?
Yeah.
And what would be the key fact? I mean, what do I want my life to be health-wise?
Yeah.
What do I want my life to be like with the relationship-wise?
Yeah.
What do I want my life to be spiritually wise?
Totally agree. It says in Breakers here, we say in Breakers, define your vision for your perfect day, environment, relationships, activities, blah, blah. And write it down. There's magic in pen and paper, magic. It's just so much better to commit to yourself than typing it into a Word document. Just write it. It's so powerful. Magic. Yeah. The other one is, what kind of person do I need to become to achieve this vision?
Yeah, interesting.
So, and then what goals should I set to develop these qualities? And then number 4, what obstacles are standing in my way? And then number 5, what actionable steps can I take right now to overcome these obstacles?
Yeah.
5 power questions. Do that every week and your life will blow up and you'll get clarity. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have clarity, what have you got?
Yeah. And so what actionable things? So what do you do fitness-wise every day?
So every day I do a workout. So I've got my home gym is my office now as well.
Yeah.
And again, compressed time. So I'll listen to my audiobook and I'll do 20 minutes or 30 minutes. If I'm back-to-back with meetings, I'll just fit in like press-ups. Some days I'll do, up to 500 press-ups in sets, 50 sets of 50, and squats, sets of 50. And you just get it in, no excuses. And I'm on this, we're on this health and fitness chat. I have to show up for these guys every day too, so it holds me accountable.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you the little bit of pain, it gives you a great life, And I can serve my family and my community and all that way better at a way higher level. I've got guys my age that are just like, their health's out of control.
Yeah.
Because their habits are so sloppy.
Yeah. And so if you're going to be one of those, because I think that's it, is you can say, I'm like, 50 sets, 50. Yeah, I could do that. That's cool. But the other people are, you too. But it has to start. I think there's a secret, if you're in your 40s, you haven't been training, is taking small chunks of a workout is like a little bit. It's the walking, but it can't be, the calisthenics can't be is press-ups. If you can't do it on the knees. Yeah. Do 5. And Pavel, the Russians were all about this, is just do huge amounts of sets, low reps.
Yeah, okay.
Kiwis and we're Americans, it's just like two failure, which I can't get away. I quite enjoy that with style.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, by and large, it's like I've tried the other way around, but it's more fun.
What do the boys do?
Yeah, they'll do the definitely on the 6 to 8 go to failure. Nice. Like we tried the other one, but I suppose that's it. Is the squats, the press ups. So
it doesn't take. You don't need any equipment even.
No,
like I'll go away for 2 weeks to Australia or whatever, and there's no gym gear.
Yeah,
but every day I'll do my walk and I'll go find a park. I'll be able to do pull ups, press ups, squats, and you can come home and you're just as fit as when you left. I'm just saying, anyone can make excuses. You can make excuses or you can live a healthy life. You can't do both.
Yeah,
you can make excuses or you can make money. You can't do both.
Yeah.
And most people, sadly, are wearing their wishbone where their backbone should be. Harden up. Come on, just accept that life's hard. Do the hard thing. Life's going to get better.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's talk just for the fitness one, I think, and I just want to hone that one down, is I've loved doing fitness 30 years now.
Yeah.
You know, at the gym.
Yeah.
The gym's great, and, you know, we can look at it, and I love a good squat, I love a deadlift, I love the bench. But the most effective thing that I've found has been calisthenics.
Amazing.
And it's body weight.
Amazing.
You don't need to. If you can't do a pull-up, try a hand. You know? And literally, if you need to, just go on the lower monkey bars, put your hands up. You'll find you'll grow a couple of inches. But when it turns to the money, I would shout this guy out. He's been really, keep the change, Luke Kiwi. He's like, the advice that he gives
is good.
And the compounding interest. I noticed this, and this would be 90s, the amount of people that would spend money on lotto tickets, hoping that they're going to win and transform their thing. And you're not talking $10 a week, you know, $50 a week, that's $2,500 a year. That's $25,000 over 10 years. You compound that over your life. Because people don't realize, is the compounding effect of that. You can have your retirement sorted. Like, it's one thing to see and maybe hear and going, oh, you guys will do it. And I think this is people massively overestimate what they can achieve in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so if you look, okay, what can I do over this period of time?
Yeah.
You know, and you can change so much around with it. So
I'll tell you something here. This is freaky. It took me almost 10 years to go from 62 kgs to 70. Almost 10 years. Like a terrible gainer. Hard gainer. Like I was just skin and bones.
Relatable, Mike.
Skin and bones. Then it took me nearly 10 years to go from 70 to 80.
Yeah.
Now my next goal is 85 kgs.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like inching, but that's compounding.
Yeah.
You know, and people say, what the hell? Why have you got a goal like that? Well, I just like to set the next goal. Right. That's me. That drives me, gets me out of bed, keeps me going. Goals are your, they're the fuel in your furnace, right? You need goals. And if you hit a goal, set a higher one. You've got to keep stretching. Otherwise life gets boring. And so where did we get to with that? Yeah, you're so right. It's so underestimated, the power of 1%. That's why we teach this thing in business, and this will help anyone, is even at your home life as well, as we teach this program called TDI, Tiny Daily Improvements. It's compounding interest, literally, so that every day you're making one tiny improvement in your home or your business or your health, and it just compounds. It's magic.
Give me something that you've done on the TDI lately. What have you seen? What have you compounded?
In my own business?
In your own personal life.
In my personal life. So, and if you jump on I think there's a whole...
just give me an example.
Yeah, an example. Yeah. My garage.
Yep.
Every weekend I'm doing improvements in there.
Yeah.
Hanging up another tool. Taking a photo of it, putting up a walkway standard.
Yeah.
Like, it's fantastic. People come and visit and go, oh, this garage is so dialed in.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it didn't happen overnight. This is TDI.
Yeah.
Yeah? In the business that I'm building right now, I'm making like 10 improvements a day. Examples like new templates, new courses, new programs.
Yeah.
Yeah? A new way to plug in the computer, which will save me 2 seconds. All these tiny improvements.
Yeah.
An improvement only needs to save you 2 seconds in a process.
Yeah.
So there's just endless examples. What else is there? Like, just keeping up with your home maintenance even.
Yeah.
Like, instead of trying to I'm going to do that on the weekend, just do a little bit each day. Mm-hmm. Like your veggie gardens.
Yeah.
Cleaning the gutters out. All these things. You can keep on top of stuff and you can improve it.
Do you ever feel like you're missing out on multiple binged Netflix series, though?
I have no TV. I was brought up with no TV. It was amazing. It was one of the best things Mum and Dad ever did. Family of 8 kids, no TV. Unbelievable. So all my childhood memories are just magical.
Yeah. Outside
in the mud when it's raining, playing make-believe games with, and our kids are the same.
Yeah.
We have no screen. And people are like, what the, yeah. So when Sterling and Carmen are home, we're playing soccer, we're scootering around the house, we're having, if it's raining, Nerf gun, slot cars, air hockey. Like, we're reading books together. Like, it's wonderful. And we have this deep connection because of this, you know?
Yeah.
Our oldest is 9 and Carmen is 6. And, like, people don't realize that while they're on screens, their life's going by.
Oh,
so that's
absolutely.
my belief is, man, is that adding value to your life or not? Question. I'm not telling you to stop watching TV if that's your gig. But for me, value add for me is human connection, not just sitting beside someone watching a screen.
Yeah.
Controversial, I know.
I wouldn't say it's controversial, but I think it's worthy of people realizing and going, how can someone have that much time? And it is just, we all get 24 hours.
We all get 24 hours.
We all get the same amount of time.
What you do with it.
It's what you do with it.
Man.
You know, like I always think to myself, and I look and go, what is the screen time? It's good. It tells you, like, is it worthy? And it's a challenge. I live, you know, a huge amount of our marketing, everything is social media. There's multiple channels. So you've got to do it. But then
you're creating. You're not consuming.
No, you've also got to fight that algorithm. And that's the interesting one is you're like, okay, if I've got to go on there and reply to messages, reply to all these things, how do you have have the discipline to stop when you suddenly do it and stop like that?
Here's the question.
What am I looking at?
Here's the question. Are you adding value or not adding value?
Yeah.
And that's a simple question. If you're adding value, go hard, but make sure you've blocked your time out. That's why we do these planners.
And I'll simplify.
And be a creator, not a consumer.
I'll simplify it down. If adding value might be, is this helping me?
Yeah.
Is this a good thing?
What's it doing for the bottom line? What's it doing for my family? What's it doing for my
and
marriage,
what is it doing
my garden,
for my
whatever.
mindset?
My mind. Yeah.
And how did you see that? So I suppose you've been around in terms of rather than just consuming the content, you wanted to create the content. Is that something that you guys are preaching and doing in the academy? Like, how do you guys look at that in terms of a marketing tool?
So one thing I teach everyone in our programs is this thing here is your secret weapon. It's your sniper rifle. Like, people are still, you look on LinkedIn even, because that's the only platform I use right now. People are still too scared to pick up the phone, shoot a selfie video and say, hey, I'm Bob, I'm down here at blah, blah, blah. Like, you're good at it, you're into it, you know, so I'm preaching to the converted. But this, you know, so I'm gradually getting people, I'm setting them challenge, like 30-day challenge, a video every day. Yeah. Pull out your phone, show us something interesting in your factory, on a customer site. Suddenly, their views blow up, they start getting more warm inbound from organic. Like, it's crazy. Instead of wasting tens of thousands on Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, with ads they've never even tested, it's terrible, and then they can't measure them. I'm like, I'm literally showing, because I've done it myself, I'm showing companies how to grow to 10 million in revenue with zero ad spend. Yeah. Because of this. Yeah. Organic and picking up the phone. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, organic. Pick up the phone. I'll sort of talk something and give me the feedback is people go, oh, Instagram, they're only showing off their best life. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Is if you're going to put it out there, put out your life. You know, put out the best stuff. If you're going to put out the best stuff tends to attract back to you, you know. So don't be afraid of that. But on a business site, it just cannot be understated.
Here's a secret, and you've probably heard this before, but just give crazy amounts of value. Like every day, I think we are connected on LinkedIn. You probably see I'm sharing business tips, like really good tips that people can apply immediately. In 1 minute or 2 minutes, and I'll do 3 or 4 of those a day. So I'm giving 99% of my IP away. But people, then when I ask for something, no worries, because I've given so much. So be a giver with no expectation of return. The more you give in business and in life, the better your life is, right?
Absolutely.
You know it.
Yeah, for sure.
Give.
And did you start the Premier Business Academy?
Yeah, started that.
And so you're just saying was that something that you looked at? You're a Premier Bricks, you're supplying to landscapers, you're supplying to others, and you thought, man, I've got these guys, but they could be bigger customers, they could be better customers if they knew a few of the things.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we thought, how can we deliver unexpected value? How can we make their life better? How can we help them grow their business?
Yes.
Because they don't know what they don't know, right? So we're like, okay, we've got Premier Brick, Premier Pavers, Premier Turf, True Stone, all these brands we created, right, over the years from scratch. And you know, we're selling to landscapers, builders, resellers, bricklayers, tilers, turf installers, all these people, and they all need help and assistance. So we just started giving away, like, here's some sales tips, marketing tips, finance tips, culture tips, leadership tips, you know, and people start, and we have customers that will buy off us forever because of that.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, isn't it? Is from a business point of view, is by giving something completely different to the world of bricks.
Yeah, unexpected value.
Unexpected value. Yeah. And I sort of see that in my world of steel. Yeah. And it's like, at a certain point, the price is just the price. I don't really care what the lineal meter is of the steel. It doesn't really affect anything. You know, give us a good one. Yeah. It's the service. And then what else? You know, can we rely on you if stuff gets hard? Can we do this?
Yeah, totally.
But, you know, what sort of value can you add? So that's pretty huge pivot to be able to go into that.
Yeah, it's but anyone can do it, and it's just all, again, it's all in here. Here's another secret: is give meet unrecognized needs.
Yeah.
That gets you to the top of that's how you create raving fans or delighted evangelists for your brand, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so give us an example of how you guys would have tried to meet an unrecognized
Right
name.
now in our current business? So we do a daily email with like literal transcriptions from a coaching session where we've unlocked, say, 100K of value in a business.
Yeah.
And we'll just give that away to our whole database, 12,000 people. Boom.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'll do 3 or 4 videos a day of just, hey, you just got off a coaching call. Here's 2 or 3 tips I want to share that you can apply right now.
Yeah.
Like, just insane. Or you tell me, how many coaching businesses do you see online 3, 4, 5 times a day?
Yeah. Numerous.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do.
Oh,
I don't see many at all, but maybe you do. But what I'm saying is we try and give away more than
numerous
anyone.
I wouldn't say the same one 3 to 5 times a day, no, but you do see.
You do see lots of people, you know, giving away value. But you find a business or a brand like ours that's giving away so much every day.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find.
It is.
What else do? We do these, we give away every week to the top of our leaderboard in the business gym a $400 strategy session every single week. We give away random spot prizes of $2,500 strategy sessions to people. Like, we're just constantly giving, and you just keep growing.
I might throw a couple of things. What are we looking at time-wise? I know you're
I'm going to need to go in about 7 minutes, if that's okay.
You ever get into ice baths?
No, I've never tried that. You?
I definitely. I went down there.
I've always looked and go, oh, I should do this thing.
I know. Could you set yourself?
Really?
You'll love it. Do you get cold?
Good for the mindset.
Yeah, great for cold showers.
Yeah, I've started doing a little bit of that, but I'm so soft. So soft.
So there we go. I would have thought you were about to say that. I jump into a cryogenic chamber every morning.
Give me the benefits. Tell me why I should do it. Change my mind.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The cold shower, if nothing else, and you're like this, is it's the hardest thing you'll do virtually every day. Is either to get in when it's freezing cold or it's in, it's warm, and you're like, all right, time for the suffering. And it goes cold because it never gets in. And from that point onwards, every other decision is by and large easier. Because nothing's quite as suffering as waking up in the morning. You're naked and alone and with freezing cold
that's
water.
Crazy. I'll tell you why my battle is lifting weights. So I say if I can push through and do this horrible, painful thing, then I can do anything. So that's kind of like my mindset, you know, or each set of press. I was like, this is the last thing I want to do right now. I'm tired. but I get down and do it. I go, okay, I've won that battle. Now I can do anything else. So that's how I build my resilience. But that's a great advice.
Well, I would say then take it by, look at it from Bernard's way, the press ups, their goal. The cold showers has just been a great way that you can just.
I need to.
It's training the mindset. I mean, outside of that, it's meant to be virtually never get sick and all these other cool things.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Become quite immune to the thing.
Yeah.
Then I don't know.
So it builds immunity as well.
Yeah, it builds immunity because you're just not as you're not as prevalent to the weather. It doesn't matter whether it's hot or cold.
Bring it on.
It controls the breathing as well, like the deep breathing, because the only way to deal with the cold is to breathe it in.
You got me. I'm gonna try that tomorrow.
Yeah, put the cold showers.
I might try it tonight.
Yeah.
Can you do it at night as well?
Yeah, that's it. That's even more. Sometimes I'll give myself a reward if it's been a good day. You've had the cold shower in the morning and done the workout. He's like, you know what, Chase?
Yeah.
You can have a warm shower.
That's good reward.
You're like, wow.
Hey, that's good. I'm gonna have to go. Is there any last minute questions? I feel like I haven't delivered much value today.
I think that
we might have to do a series.
I think that's awesome. So if people want to find more, look up Bernard Powell LinkedIn.
Yep.
Where can they?
Connect with me on LinkedIn, and then from there I'll give you my WhatsApp number. That's I communicate with like literally sometimes 50 to 60 people a day on WhatsApp. Like it's so fast. And you can email me if you want, but I hate email. Bernard@premierbusinessacademy.co.nz. Go to premierbusinessacademy.co.nz to the website. Grab your free resources. There's bonuses there you can grab straight away. It's all free. Grab it. There's so much free stuff. YouTube channel, lots of free stuff. Podcast channel, lots of free stuff. If you want my book, Sales Equals Survival, let me know. I'll give you a free copy if you send me a message. Right?
Awesome. Reach out. He's a great guy. He will do it. Cheers, brother.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Awesome.
We went down some rabbit holes.